Welcome back. Today we are going to be reviewing the IRIS Factory Automation Rebel Pack Palletizing Wizard software. This resides on the front of the RPZ Max on the 21-inch HMI screen. Today we're going to walk through how to build a recipe within the Palletizing Wizard. So we're going to go ahead and click Recipes at the bottom of the HMI screen. To create a new recipe, we'll select New Recipe. And this is where we're going to put in all of our box dimensions, weight, pallet dimensions, the height of the pallet, as well as some other features. So we'll go ahead and put 12 inches for the length of the box. The width will be 8. The height of the box, 5 inches. And the total weight for this box example, we'll say 10 pounds. As you can see, the box is populated on the conveyor at the bottom of the screen. If we were to change these dimensions, you'll see the box dimensions change. So for this example, we'll keep the width at 8 inches. On the box, you'll also see this white rectangle. That rectangle represents the label on the box. So we can change whether the box label is on the side of the box, the front, the right side of the box, or the back of the box. For this example, we'll have the label facing broadside leading. The pallet, we'll use a typical 48 by 40 pallet that is 5.5 inches tall. For this example, we're going to run the robot at the max speed. There's a few settings that we can also select on this screen. Recipe using dynamic weight. Is a recipe using interlocking layers or patterns? We're going to select that. Is the recipe mirrored left pallet? So yes, we want it to be the same pallet pattern on both the right and the left side, so we'll go ahead and click that. Does a recipe use centered single picks? For this example, we're actually going to use double picks, so I don't want to click that. Do we want the pallet to use the pallet wizard? Yes, that's what we're using. And then, does the recipe use a side pick? So this would, for example, would be a custom end of arm tool that uses a side pick. For this example, we're going to be using our standard spider pick, so we won't click that selection. Slip sheet settings. Do we have slip sheets in scope? Is the robot picking the slip sheets? We can select that. But for this example, we're going to go ahead and not have slip sheets. Box approach settings. Later on in the training series, we will go over what this means, but just note that this is on this new recipe screen. Okay, now we're ready to go ahead and build the pallet. For this example, we're going to use double picks. So the robot and the spider pick end of arm tool will pick 2 boxes at a time. Right now, we're showing 1 box for single picks, so we want to go ahead and click the pick selection, which now it's enabling us to pick 2 boxes at a time. So we're going to go ahead and place these boxes on the pallet by dragging and dropping. Notice we want to have our labels facing outward, and in this example, they're doing that. So we notice some of these boxes are not centered. We can easily move the boxes by nudging them using these arrows to get them in the exact place that we would like them on the pallet. So now we have this small area that we need to place these boxes. Obviously, if we place 2 boxes together, we're going to have a lot of overhang, and that doesn't work. So what we're going to do is we're going to actually change our placement. So we're going to click our double pick again. We want to place them separately. So what we need to do is click our pick. We're picking a double pick, and we're going to select our place now. What this does is it allows the robot to pick 2 boxes at a time and then place those boxes boxes in different areas on the pallet. So now we're doing a split place. So we're picking 2 boxes at a time, and we're going to place the first box down here. So that's box A of the pick, and then we're going to put this box next to that, box B. Notice that this is the edge of the pallet, and we want to make sure that the labels are facing out. So what we're going to do is we're going to click that box, and we're going to rotate so the box label is facing outward. And we're going to go ahead and do that for both of those boxes. Again, we have a double pick, and we're going to split those places. So box A and box B. Our first layer is now complete. So now we need to build the second layer of the pallet. So to do that, we're going to go to Pattern, and we're going to select this arrow. So this is pattern number 2. So with interlocking layers, typically they're going to be mirrored of each other. So we're going to go ahead and do our double pick single places all the way on the right side of the pallet. So we make sure that we are picking 2 boxes right now, and we're split placing. And now we have our completed pallet. A few other areas to note on the screen. Approach. So our default is that it will approach when the boxes are set on the pallet. If we have the middle approach, which is the default, the robot will be placing the boxes straight down. If we want to alter the approach to have them come to the side, from the side, we can click these arrows. So that's just showing us where the robot is going to come in from, what direction the robot's coming in to place those boxes. This is important to note when we have boxes that might be slightly different in size. We can tend to clip the sides of the boxes if we have a straight down approach. So this just helps to troubleshoot some of those issues that we typically see in palletizing. All right, so we are ready to save. We're going to go ahead and click Save, and we're going to name our recipe. We'll just name it Test. And this is where we can go ahead and select how many boxes for each pallet. We'll go ahead and say 150. And that lets the robot know once we reach 150 boxes, that pallet is complete, and we can go ahead and move to the opposing pallet bay. So we made 2 separate patterns. So we want to go ahead and select our interlocking layers. So pallet pattern 1, pattern 2. Some pallet patterns require 2 layers of the same, 2 layers of the opposing. Some pallet patterns require different configurations for interlocking layers, and this allows you to easily configure the pallet patterns as you wish. Up to 26 layers on the pallet. And this is where we go ahead and save. You have now completed your first recipe.